What's up everyone? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another crafting video. We are concept crafting here. The concept is to create a gravity build, a strength slash intelligence. We are an entry +5. Keep that in mind. So enemies here just tankier, they hit harder and all that. But I still was able to manage to deal with most of them at level 150 without any serious issues. Of course, you will see some fights soon, but let's get into the build. Let's get into the stats. Vigor is at 40, which is pretty low considering we are in NG plus 3 in this one, I believe. And Mind is at 18, just enough to cast a few spells. Endurance is at 25. Strength is at 60. Endurance is there just for the equip load, really, more than anything else. I mean, it is kind of useful. It does help you, get an attack or two, maybe an extra attack or two off, or maybe attack in a roll. So it is useful, because like everything uses endurance. If you run, you jump, you roll, you attack, you cast spells. So it's a good investment. Strength is at 60. Dexterity is just default there. Intelligence is at 40, so we can have access to some nice spells. And we don't deal that much damage, but good enough. Faith is at 25, just so we can have Golden Vow. Arcane is default, and let's get into the items now. Rune Greatsword plus 10. Meteoric Staff, you cannot upgrade this. This already has S scaling, so, and D in strength, so it's not bad. And this has D in intelligence and S in strength, so they kind of switch them around here. They kind of complement each other. This one is plus 10, and it is, as you can see, the scaling is AA. I mean, this is really good if you want to have intelligence and faith. You have some points into both, and it weighs nothing. I just went for the Raging Wolf armor set, because I never used that in a build before, not that I can remember. So I thought I would use it in this one. And I call this guy, I forgot to introduce this character, how silly of me. I call him the Mighty Magician. The Mighty Magician. Because he does have some mighty spells. And he does mainly rely on his physical strength and might to defeat most of his enemies. The spells are there just to help you out more than anything else. You will not be primarily using them to take out your enemies. You will be using your Rune's Greatsword, just normal, regular melee attacks, and Wave of Destruction. Ash of War, of course, is OP. This one will, of course, enhance and greatly boost the attack power of your Ash of War, which you'll be using a lot, like I said. This one, you can switch it out with Erdtree's Favor plus 2. I do not have it on this character, but I can go grab it later. It would be enough. Plus 1 isn't, but I believe plus 2 would be. Radagon Source Heal isn't enough, so I'm not sure. But I would try it out if I do build guide for it, for sure. For this build, of course. And this is good enough for now, just to make sure that you need it. You can maybe wear something a bit heavier as well. Like I said, stamina is always useful, but you can go for something defensive or just something basic, such as, let's say Axe Talisman or the Claw Talisman, depending on, if you're using charged attacks or jump attacks more. Or you can go for anything defensive, of course. And that's what I would personally go for, and that's it. This one or this one. Of course, you want to get the plus 2. Again, I do not have everything on this character. I have most of the stuff on my main character, and this is not it. This is why this guy is in NG plus 3 and not NG plus 5. Here, honestly, Upline, Hard tier, Stone Barb, Crack tier. You can switch Stone Barb with Strength non-crystal tier, and there you go. You can have your strength up to 70 for 3 minutes. And that's about it. Now let's get into the spells, guys. These are the spells that I'm using. Alright. Bestial Vitality. Nice little buff. It gives you a lot of HP back. And it has saved my life quite a few times, to be honest. Golden Vow. It's a must. So, there's no question about that. Terra Magica, just to enhance the damage of your spells a bit. I mean, you're gonna see soon, I'm dealing pretty decent damage, like 1k with Loretta's bow and all that, to some of the enemies that are actually supposed to have some magic resistances. Karen Phalanx, you can switch this out with any of them. You can go for this one for more stagger potential if you'd like. This one just costs less. This is 30, this is 24, that's why I use it. This one just to snipe enemies from afar. Loretta's great bow. And you know, it costs less. You don't have to worry about the projectiles, you know, smacking into the ground or anything else, because the other one, like Loretta's Mastery, shoots out about 4 projectiles, I believe. So this one is pretty good. And if you use it like a few times before the enemy gets near you, you can probably stagger them with 1 Ash of War or just a few melee attacks afterwards. This is just your like basic attack for single enemies, and it's just a pretty useful spell overall. Costs very little FP as well, as you can see. This one can be switched out with Rock Sling if you wish. This has better stagger potential, but this, I use it for smaller enemies. I pull them in and then I immediately use my Ash of War and kill them. It's a really nice combo for smaller enemies. For larger ones, I would go for this if I want to stagger them. This is pretty nice as well if you want to apply some frost buildup. And this one is pretty situational, but I can see it working against specific bosses where you can just throw it into the ground. Make sure you do not hit the enemy with it, because if it goes through their body, it will just deal like very little damage, and that's it. You want to like throw it on the ground next to you if you think they're coming in to attack you, or throw it on the ground next to them if you're gonna go in and attack them. Very situational, but like you can use any of them if you'd like. You can use this one, but this takes up space, so it can be useful against larger targets. I would like this one more, but otherwise I personally would keep this one. I love Broiling Magma. I know how to use it. Not very well, it depends on the enemy, because some of them just keep moving around a lot and it's really hard to get it off. It's really good for bigger, slower enemies, to be honest with you. And that's about it. This is how I have it. You can switch things around if you'd like, but I personally wouldn't. I mean, like the only thing I can think of is this one. I might could probably switch this out with maybe like Night Shard or Night Comet. I don't have Night Comet on this character again, but I would go for either of them. I'm not sure if I have enough, what the requirement is for Night Comet, but I'm pretty sure at 40 intelligence we can meet that requirement. And that's about it, guys. I thought of using this one right here. I thought of it, but I don't know. I'd rather use Duel's Moonblade. It fits the theme more of a mighty magician. And as you can see, most of our spells are pretty powerful, and they have some stagger potential. They're annoying to deal with, and some of them have even, you know, status build-up right here. Anyways, guys, this is pretty much it. So I'm gonna BRB in a few seconds, and we're gonna watch some clips of me defeating some enemies, and I'll discuss it there, what I think of the build, even some more. So be right back. And I'm back, guys. So we're gonna take on the Stroll here. I fought him a few times, nothing really to prove. I wanted to fight bosses more than anything else, but I thought I'll show you, you know, the buff rotation and all that from the beginning, how to like instigate the battle. Um, as you can see, using Loretta's Great Bow. If I used that Loretta's Great Bow probably once or twice more and attacked him with like 1 or 2 melee attacks, I would probably staggered him. But as you can see, regardless, I'm doing really good damage here. And you know, every time I have a tiny bit of mana, I use any spell that barely costs anything. Collapsing Stars is very useful against smaller enemies, and trust me when I tell you that you can pull them in, and by the time they get a chance to react and they're really close to you, you can use your Waves of Darkness to send them into oblivion, into the abyss. Seriously, it is such a fun and dangerous lethal combo. It's one of my favorite combos, to be honest with you guys. And on top of that, you have all these other spells that are just very annoying to deal with, and they have a lot of potential to break the enemy's stance. You know, some of them, they will chase you around. This one will give you, you know, frostbite. This one, just you can play around with your enemy. Like here, I insist on like just experimenting, you know, with the roiling magma. But as you can see here, as if you shoot it into the enemy, it will just do like minimal damage, and then it will just disappear. But if you shoot it into the ground and close to them and try to kite the enemy around the spell, then you might get lucky and get them to hurt themselves. However, it is annoying and you kinda have to time it a bit better. I do have another build, a lava build, in which I utilize it, called the Magma Monster. But again, it is annoying. It's a very annoying spell. However, it is very situational, and I think you can take advantage of it. If you practice it long enough, you will know how to, you know, utilize it to its maximum potential. And that's what I plan on doing if I end up making a playthrough for this, guys. Build guide depends on you guys. You guys will get to vote on it. I made a bunch of different concept crafting videos because like I have a lot of ideas. I don't want to forget what they are. I don't want to forget how the stats are and all that. And I want you guys to see it, and then we're gonna have a bunch of polls as well. So you guys can keep voting and I can keep creating content for you guys and more build guides. Anyways, as you can see here, that was beautiful display right there. The Ash of War stopped him right in the middle of his attack and just knocked him down to the ground. Here I didn't think that I was in range, but yeah, I realized I was pretty much right in range. And again, I just tried to be annoying here, just like, you know, I insisted again on trying out this goddamn spell and making it work, but I don't know. I like it. I don't think there's anything else better than it that could replace it when it comes to the lava spells that I know of, so I will keep it, and I know when to use it and how to use it. Against this guy, it's probably not the best idea, but there are units that don't move around as much. Anyways, we're getting close to the end here because we're just going to do 2 boss fights. This one is going to be a really short one, but I thought I'd kill something from the endgame content just to show you in NG plus 5 how well this build performs. Don't forget, this is NG plus 5, and this guy's going to get taken out within seconds. He's going to disappear soon. Here, I thought he was going to like jump into the air, then I realized he's summoning his friend. And then bam, bam, he's dead. His friend here tried to attack me, but it was too late. And it's all over within, like I said, seconds, less than a minute. He was dead. And this one, of course, I hate the Deathbird. They're so annoying. It's just the way they move and like they fly around. They like hover over your head, and like they, like if you try to get under them, it'll start like pecking you and shit. I don't know like what he does with this fucking like beak and all that other crap. So yeah, and on top of that, don't forget they use magic attacks. Like all of their spells are considered sorceries, even if they require you know, some faith investment. you need a staff to cast them. They are sorceries, not incantations. So, I do believe they have some resistances towards magic, but I don't know how much it is because I feel like I was doing more damage to other creatures in comparison to this one. However, I did my best to do what I can. Combined with my Ash of War, I mean, this is the mighty magician. Look at that. That was mighty right there. Because he uses like really big spells. Not the biggest spells or sorceries, but they're big ones. I mean, Ancient Death Run Core, Collapsing Stars. If you know how and when to use those spells, Adul's Moonblade, they are very dangerous spells. So this guy is a magician, but he is the mighty magician because he uses his might along with his magic, and that's what makes him the mighty magician. Anyways, guys, we are pretty much at the end of this video. So as always, I hope you like this build. Let me know what you think in the comments, and I'll catch you all in the next episode. Take care, have a great day, and I'll see you all next time. Peace.